Have you ever been to a movie where you're like, man, this is a good movie? Then they make a sequel of it and you're like, this is pretty stupid. And then they make a third one of that movie and you're like, this is pretty good, but still the first one reigns supreme. Yeah, that's a movie trilogy for you. So, Kung Fu Panda 3. Now, in Kung Fu Panda 3, we have Jack Black, who voices Po, the main panda, or who's known as the Kung Fu Panda. And in this movie, there's the evil villain is named Kai. And Kai is he's like someone from the spirit world, but he's not necessarily a spirit. I don't exactly remember. Kind of complicated, but he had he somehow had stolen a lot of the Kung Fu warriors, or somehow took their souls or their spirits, something weird like that. And then turned them to jade, and then the jade he used to create evil versions of those Kung Fu warriors, and he would use the evil jade warriors to fight for him. And the thing is, big deal about it was you can't just take him out like any villain. You because he's from the spirit world or something like that. You can only be killed the way you'd kill someone in the spirit world. Weird stuff like that. And anyway, basically, another part of the movie, another thing you look at is Poe's actual father runs into him, and he's like, "Oh, son," and then his the father that adopted him was like, "Oh, no, that's my son." But, one of the big deals is you actually get to meet his father, and then you kind of have a conflict between, his stepfather and his actual father, all that kind of stuff. And also, Poe gets to go into, I think what's called the secret village, where that's where all the pandas are, because, supposedly there was some myth going around where, there were any pandas left. And then he kind of learns about the cultures of the panda, or the lifestyle of the panda, that kind of stuff. So, all in all, as far as this movie goes, when I first heard about this movie, I was thinking, Kung Fu Panda 3, because, I really loved the first Kung Fu Panda movie. It was, one of my favorite movies of 2008. Then I went to the second Kung Fu Panda, and I already was, ready for, this is probably not going to be that good. And it wasn't that good. Then when I saw the Kung Fu Panda 3 announced, I was seeing commercials for it, and previews, and then I was like, no, this doesn't look too good. This is probably going to be stupid, but I'm like, man, I've seen the other two. I can't leave this unseen. I have to see it. So, despite the fact that it got a lot of good reviews and stuff like that, as if you've watched previous videos on this channel before, you probably know that a critic could give a movie very good reviews. Not going to mean anything to me. If I want it will not determine whether or not I will see the movie. It really does not have... I can't really say it has no effect, but it does have very little effect. I don't want to give spoilers or stuff like that, but I thought Kung Fu Panda 3, it was a very entertaining movie. It had, some action and some fighting scenes, stuff like that. It was fun, enjoyable. I can't say it's one of those movies where I'm going to be like, man, that movie was so good. But it was still pretty much an enjoyable time, an enjoyable movie, and it still wasn't that bad. But I'd say Kung Fu Panda 3, all in all, was a pretty good movie, and I will give Kung Fu Panda a 61%. Now we're going to compare that to the critics' average of 75%, which that means that with a 14% difference, the critics win on this movie. Yes, I know, but still, good job, critics. Maybe you're not all stupid. Anyway, did you see Kung Fu Panda? Are you a fan of the Kung Fu Panda trilogy? Yeah, I'd say if you've seen the other Kung Fu Panda movies, definitely go give this one a shot. Maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't, but whatever. That's just a part of life, I have to put up with movies all the time. I don't really enjoy that. That's just the life of a movie buff, or a movie watcher. whatever you want to call them. I think there's several names for movie people. That could be our universal name, movie people. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next movie review. Goodbye!